So page 34 of your journal. On the top half, we have examples for adding and subtracting like denominators. Yeah. Today, at the bottom half of page 34, I want you to write unlike denominators. What are unlike denominators? What do you think that means? The denominator is?
Unlike.
Unlike, which means what?
They don't match.
They're not the same. So when you're adding and subtracting fractions and your denominators are not the same, can we just add the top and add the bottom? No. We have to get what? Like denominators. Okay, so if you look at your flow chart, we already covered this on your notes yesterday, so we're just going to use examples and we can follow your flow chart to help you out. So our first example is going to be negative 2/3 minus 1/2. So if you look over on the left side, your flow chart, this top one says fractions need common denominators. So then you go down. Does it have a common denominator or not? No. No. Okay, so if I don't have a common denominator, what does it say to do? Find the LCD, which stands for least common denominator. Okay, it doesn't have to be the least common denominator. It's just usually easier to do the least common denominator. So to find least common denominators, this one you probably know, which is 6. Okay, if you didn't know, I could write out the multiples of 3. So 3, 12, stop there. Then I write out the multiples of 2, which are, okay, I'd stop because I know I have a least common denominator. So now, what do I need to multiply 3 by to get 6? 2. So I'm going to multiply the top by 2 and the bottom by 2. So negative 2 times 2 is? It's not 4. It's negative 4. Okay, this is the most common mistake that students make. When they rewrite their fractions, they forget the negatives. 3 times 2 is? 6. Okay, minus, what do I have to multiply 2 by to get 6? So I multiply by 3, multiply by 3. 1 times 3? 2 times 3? Okay, since I have a subtraction problem, I'm going to rewrite it as an addition. So I keep negative 4 over 6. I change subtraction to addition, and then I make 3/6 the opposite, so it would be negative 3/6. I have 4 negatives. I have 3 negatives. How many total negatives do I have?
1 and negative 1.
That's your final answer, but how many negatives do I have? 7 over 6. But Kaylin says, well, you can't leave it like that because it's called an improper fraction, but I need to change it to a mixed number. So how many wholes can you make out of 7 over 6? 1, and it's negative. What would be left over?
1.
So when you don't have common denominators, there's a little more work to it.
I don't think.
Okay, example 2. Negative 3/4 plus 5/9. Parentheses around that. Plus 7/4. What would you want to do first on this one? Typically, we want to do parentheses, right? But we have these properties that we can, like, move stuff when we add, right?
Yeah.
Okay? So what could I move to make it easier for myself, Connor? So you want me to switch those two around? So Connor wants to say, let's take negative 3/4 and add 7/4 first, and then we can add our 5/9. Why did you want to switch those, Connor? They have common denominators, okay? What properties can you use, and what property is that when you move stuff? Commutative, okay? And then we also actually did associative too because we regrouped things, but. So what properties can you do, those commutative or associative? There's 2 of them. What's one of them? What's one of them? Addition. What's the other one? Multiplication. You cannot move things if it is subtraction. Okay? So it only works for multiplication or addition. All right, so now that we've regrouped them, I would do my parentheses first. If I have 3 negatives and I have 7 positives, do I have more negatives or positives? Positives, how many more? So now I have 4 over, what's my denominator? 4 plus 5/9. Looky there, we have a nice, easier fraction. What's 4 over 4 equal? 1 plus 5/9 equals 1 5/9. That was way simpler than getting common denominators. Questions about this? Okay. Those are all the examples I have for you.